advocacy of crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? Happy Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Monday because yesterday was a holiday. What's up? How you doing, guys? Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. Y'all know the deal. What's up? Good to see you guys. You guys say hello to Shanitra Speaks. I got a shout out to her. I know she'll probably pop back in. But you guys, I love her content. So Shanitra, you're very welcome. Thank you for the cases that you cover and being so kind as to lend your content when you do. So thank you. I'd love to collaborate with you at some point if you're into that. Anyhow, what's up, everybody? Shanitra is in the house. Her content's fantastic. I believe she's the next up and coming plunder. Her stuff is just great. I love her voice, love her content, all about it. All right. So today we're talking about Sade Robinson. Deadly first date with Maxwell, dismembered and scattered body parts. Trial started today, but it was jury selection, you guys. Okay. Now, these parents of Sade Robinson are devastated. And when I say that, I don't say it lightly. All right. So I've covered this case before. I have a complete playlist with Sade Robinson. So we've dug into this before. I'm going to say hello to everybody. Misty Free Spirit, good to see you. Melissa, how you doing? Under the Mystic Moon. Rosie, Rachel, Nat, good to see you, my friends. Everybody, it looks like we got a lot of green people in the house. What's up, Abby Poodle and Show Poodles? What's up, guys? How you doing, Jennifer and Rachel? Thank you, Carly and Tiff and all the mods that are here. Good to see you guys. You know, we are on a track for justice for many people. Every day, more and more of these cases pop up. And when this case popped up, it reminded me, and not only did it remind me of, but in one of these clips, we're going to go over the psychology of Maxwell Anderson, who is on trial as of today for taking this beautiful woman, Sade Robinson's life. So we are going to go over that today. I compare him and they compare him to Jeffrey Dahmer. Now, this is in Milwaukee, so that may be why. So let's get into the beginning of it. I'm going to talk about what's going on in the case. I do want you to know that she was dismembered and the parents cannot find her head. All right. So this a trigger warning to anybody that that triggers you or you have some kind of issue with any of the topics anytime and today. All right. You're very welcome. I want you guys to know that I also put my episode up on the Ghost platform. Now I've got it down there, but if you just go to ghost.org and type in guilty of crime, you will find that I put the 10-page PDF document, many images and much information on there. So if you wanted to create an episode of your own, like Shanitra, you can go over there and look at my page and take a look at what I have. That way you don't have to go and dig for it all. I'm all good with that and other creators. All right. So thank you. It's over there on my ghost page if anybody needs it. If you're signed up for my ghost page and you pay for the lowest membership, then you get all those documents. Now, you can go and sign up for free as well because I have lots of information on there that's free. All right, what's up? Good to see you guys. Allie, Callie, how you doing? Very horrible case, and I am just the person for that. All right, I can take it. I've been covering it. I've been covering some um, really hard cases, and Ghost is the new Patreon. If you type in Patreon versus Ghost, you will see that Ghost has much more functionality for you folks, and it's just a much better platform where I'm not getting edited. Okay. I don't want to be edited. I want to be able to say what I want and put what I want on there. All right. So, trigger warning, dismemberment, and Holly, I was here with you when you first covered the case. No one else was talking about this before you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, because a lot of people don't even realize that a lot of first cases are covered by me because I'm still a small channel. All right. I just got a comment on my page for the Madeline Soto case that they reached out to me when no one else wanted to take the Madeline Soto case, and I did. So that tends to happen, and probably why my channel grew as fast as it did. All right. So there you go. We cover hard cases, we talk about them, and we got each other's back here. All right. Melissa, I can't wait till you get that. Mary Joy, how you doing? Peanut butter. Yes, tomorrow we're going to cover the 15-year-old missing girl that I don't know a whole lot about the case, but I've got it here. She's missing, and they think she's in Vegas as a runaway, Alyssa Petrov. Okay? Petrov. So there we go. We're going to do that. What's up, everybody? Good to see you, Joe Nana. Everybody else, I just wanted to make sure you rolled in. And if you haven't heard about this case before, I didn't want you to miss out. All right, so quickly, let's go over this May 27, 2025, which is today. Maxwell Anderson's trial is underway in Milwaukee County Court. Jury selection is done as of today. Attorneys questioned a bunch of potential jurors, and you guys are going to see Maxwell looks much different than he did a year ago. All right, so here we go. Let me just briefly tell you, this is the first date with Maxwell Anderson, Sade Robinson, and Maxwell. This is in Milwaukee, and the community was shook because they're finding body parts around their city. They're finding legs, they're finding pieces of Sade, and they still can't find her head. Now, this was a first date that turned into just a simply horrific crime that still has left many answers. Now, it should have been your typical date. You meet a person, you go eat, and you go on your merry way, or you go hang out with them and whatever, you make a new friend. Worst case, that's not what happened here. All right, so let me let me put this up so you guys can visually see the timeline here as I speak. What's up? Yeah, jury selection wrapped up in one day, and I think that's a metaphor, I'm sorry, that's a foreshadowing of what's going to happen in this case. I think that this case is going to go pretty quick. I think the jury's going to see a lot of gruesome things. I have some documentation to show you, and I think it's going to go fast, guys. Just like the jury selection. Just Irish says he lived 2 miles from me. Well, check this out. I mean, luckily, this day and age, we have social media, we have cell phones, we have cell phone pings, and we have cameras. Had we not had that in this case, it might be a different story. All right. The dad went on the news and was literally pleading to the news to help find his daughter's head. You guys, nobody should have to do that. Absolutely nobody. Anna Fleming, good to see you. Monique, good to see you. The Bishop, after midnight, I'm tired, but I got to support. Thank you so much, the Bishop. I appreciate you. All right, let's get into this quickly, and then we'll get on to the next. April 1st, 2024, guys. This was a little over a year ago. And again, this is good. This is good news that this trial only took a year to get to it. We can get through it, lock this nasty monster up, Maxwell Anderson, and move on. Again, if he wouldn't have got caught, I can foresee him being another Jeffrey Dahmer. People don't enjoy to date and then dismember anybody. And this guy, I feel like he enjoyed it. So April 21st, 2024, 19-year-old Sade Robinson, a student at Milwaukee Area Technical College, went on a date with Maxwell Anderson. She was 19, he was 34, with a history of legal troubles. Now, she didn't know that, obviously. So they met at the Twisted Fisherman, a restaurant in Milwaukee, before heading down to Duke's Water and later to Anderson's home on South 39th Street. If you know where that is, then you know. Now, Sade Robinson's phone records show that she stayed at Anderson's home for over 3 hours before moving to Warnemont Park. We don't know if she was still alive then. Now, where her severed leg was later discovered. So her phone pinged to Warnemont Park, and then they found her leg at the park. Now, her burnt out car was found the next morning on West Lisbon Avenue and North 22nd Street. Over the following weeks, guys, additional remains were found scattered throughout Milwaukee, except for her head. All right. Now, I just want to tell you a little bit about Sade, because if you didn't watch my playlist before, I can't let this go unseen. Sade Robinson was very bright, very young, 19-year-old studying criminal justice. She was known for her kindness and ambition. Now, there's a website up called Sade's Voice Foundation. And before we get into anything, I will lead you to that. All right. So Just Irish says just on opposite sides. Yeah, this is tragic. Girl I went to school with died in a similar way. She was found in a burnt car. So I'm sorry to hear that. That's awful. Background checks are definitely a must, but you still can't predict what's going to happen. Foxy Amazon, you're teaching tonight, but you'll chat with us tomorrow. Number one crime crew 420 gift coming up. Thank you guys. Make sure that you have your gifted memberships on so you can get a guilty of crime membership. All right. So you can see April Fools here. This is not good. Right, you see the timeline as it goes. On April Fools, what a day. All right, so Sade, bright young woman, Maxwell Anderson, troubled past, now charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and arson. I will show you that document as well. Let me just tell you about Robinson a little bit more. Her loved ones continue to seek justice in that Sade's Voice Foundation. Let me dump that in chat for you, and then I'll show it to you. All right, guys. So, guys, please take a look at Sade's Voice Foundation. There's a lot of useful information on there. Okay. All right. So let me see. Sade, let's talk a little bit about her. Just because she is the victim in this case. And although sometimes the perpetrator outshines the victim as far as information, because they're the one going to trial and people will focus on them and their habits, we also want to focus on the victim and make sure that we say a prayer for complete and utter justice for them. All right, for Sade. Okay, Sade, her name is Sade Carlina Robinson, and her background reveals a portrait of a young woman that was full of promise and purpose and just love and light, you guys. She was born May 10th, 2004. All right, her early years were marked by mobility and a blend of cultures. According to her family, she was born in Mississippi and moved to Milwaukee before turning 2. This early relocation allowed her to absorb rich cultural dynamics of Milwaukee. And she did, guys. She did with the help of her mother and father. Her father lives in Florida, and he came to Milwaukee to look for body parts of his daughter. So she grew up in 2 different environments and developed a unique personality, according to them. She was academically bright, and everything she did, she exceeded at. All right. She was trying to improve the justice system, and look what happened. So let's hope that we can help improve this justice system, since she's no longer with us, and that's what she was seeking. All right. She was working. She held down 2 jobs. One of them was at the pizza shuttle on Milwaukee's east side. If you guys know what that is, her ability to manage and work alongside intense academic challenges is a testament to her determination, and the family is very proud of that. All right. So many of you guys may know a little bit about her in the area, probably more than I do. All right. So the family says she embodied the spirit of resilience and progress, bright mind, compassionate heart, and dedicated to the principles of justice and community upliftment, guys. So we got to help her to keep doing that. Her spirit's with us, obviously, and yeah, just say a prayer for her. You see the timeline there. Thank God for the text messages again. Justice for Sade. You can see on April 1st at 4:15 p.m. and 8:15, there were text messages. They were talking with each other, planning on where to meet, and we get minute by minute, play by play, what they were doing, which I have up here. So within 3 hours, 4 hours, she was at Maxwell's house, and we don't know if she left alive or not. All right. There's not a lot of not a lot of human movement in the backyard, as you can see. Here they're talking about the text messages after 3 hours and 19 minutes. This is a crazy case. This guy was 34 and she was 19. All right. She was trying to improve the justice system and she got dismembered and scattered across Milwaukee, you guys. That's just horrible, horrible, horrible. Everybody that is following this case or following the trial, thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for doing that. First date disaster. But her family wants you all to know that she is much more, much more than just a first date disaster. They're very adamant in the fact that she's so much more than that. And they don't want her to be remembered as that. And let me show you this website that I put up. This website, if you have anything that you want to share with them, they've got updates here that you can send them questions. If you're looking into something, you can get involved with the community. All right. Now, her mom and dad are one of the biggest advocates in this case, which I absolutely love because I'm so tired of seeing these cases where something happens to the child or the person and the family is being blasted for not doing something right or not abuse, generational abuse. This is not the case in this case. All right, so yeah, say a prayer. Let's get justice for Sade. Just Irish says, last I heard, Milwaukee City Council won't let the family erect a statue in her honor. I believe it's because she was a woman of color. Shame. Shame for anybody that feels that way, thinks that way, or operates that way. Just Irish. Absolutely disgusting. But I do got to tell you, it took a solid year to get the Madeline Soto bench and to go back and forth with the city. So I got to say, I hope that's not the case. And I hope that they're right through the finish line with erecting a statue in her honor. We couldn't do it in the Maddie case, but it was done with a bench and a plaque. They did the best that they could. Yeah, absolutely. Too many rotten moms. And that's not the case in this case, right? That's her mom there. Her mom and her dad have been fighting since the beginning, fighting, looking, all that. Sade's Voice Foundation. You could find out more on that website, guys. Here's the trial countdown. You can watch it now. We are at that countdown. We are past that. All right. So there you go. Beautiful. Sade Robinson had so much potential. Yeah, Janet, I gotta say, people say that to me all the time. It's 2025, Jay. People should be over color and people should be over sexual orientation. People should be over a lot of things, but I'm telling you, that's not the case, unfortunately. Thank you, Foxy, so very much for gifting the Guilty of Crime membership. Love you guys. What's up, guys? Let's get hyped up. Come on. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Get up, get going, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. Maybe we can gift Shanitra Speaks membership today. We'll try. We'll try for you. Yes, I agree about the family. It's great to see how strongly they're advocating for her. Thank you. You guys go over to Shanitra Speaks channel and sub up, watch her content, share it, subscribe, all that, okay? She's fantastic. All right. Thank you so much, Lady for Justice, for the $2 super sticker. All right. And that all goes back to all the platforms and the streaming and all the stuff that I pay for. It goes right back to that for me to go to work and then come right back here and do this. So thank you. Good to see you, Goldilocks. Yeah, smash it. All right, guys. Let's get up until today. All right. So I'm gonna show you this and we'll do another timeline. We're gonna do psychology and then the story of. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Right now, this is crazy. We're up until today with this, and then I'm gonna show you the documents before we get into anything else. Because the documents are always important. All right, he looks so much different right now. Check this out.
The man accused of killing 19-year-old Sade Robinson. Maxwell Anderson is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating the corpse, and arson. Prosecutors say he killed Sade, cut up her body, and then dumped her body parts all across southeastern
Trigger
Wisconsin.
warning, guys.
Our Jenna Ray will be in the courtroom every day of the trial. She's live right now outside the Milwaukee County Courthouse with the latest on the goings-on there this morning. Jenna?
Tom, over the last few hours, we have started the jury selection process. But within the last half hour, we have finally seen 40 jurors, a very diverse pool, enter the courthouse.
All right, so this gives you a good idea. I was over there on the dockets channel today, and he was trying to cover the case, but nothing happened. This is what they were doing, was a jury selection. So this is right outside of the courthouse. We're catching up to the case, and then we're going to go back, and I'm going to give you updates, what's happening, links to hit, things to do, and justice to be had, okay? So thank you, appreciate you, good to see you, my friend. One Love Revolutionary. If you don't know, she is starting a channel. She's got a few shorts and a few videos. Go subscribe to One Love. If you want to drop your link down there, please do so. All right, please do so. All right, let's listen up. This is what happened just today.
All of them from right here in Milwaukee County. Now, those 40 people have been chosen between the judge and both the state and the defense attorney to move forward for a more formal process of questioning. Now, that former process is called voir dire, and it's the process where the judge, the state, and the defense attorneys get to ask more pointed questions to individual potential jurors, and then they eventually agree on 12 people with 3 alternate jurors. Over the last several hours, 73 jurors answered what's called a juror questionnaire. It's a list of questions that asks about things like your profession, if you know anyone involved in the case, if you've ever been a victim or witness of a homicide, and it also asks if you've consumed any media regarding.
Right, look at how different this guy looks. He tries to make himself clean cut, but don't worry, we're going to see the real monster after this. Now, we're looking at the real monster, but he tried to make himself look nice for the jury. I don't think it's going to work. The journey to justice, you're going to be at the trial tomorrow. Bless you. Bless you. I hope that everything goes smooth. Hopefully you can get in, all that. Please do come back and report what happens if you want to. You can also email me at guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com if you want to get a hold of me. Guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. Okay. If you want to reach out and tell me what happened or come on and we can cover it, I'd be happy to. Looks totally different. It's crazy. It's wild.
Regarding both Maxwell Anderson or Sade Robinson. In about 3 hours, that original pool of 73 was brought down to 40 people. Now, right now, we are in recess, but throughout the morning, both mother and father of Sade Robinson, as well as other family members and friends, have been in the courtroom. On the other side, behind the defense table, Maxwell Anderson's mom and dad also there. We'll bring you live updates from inside the courtroom, on air, online, and of course,
I can't believe his parents are there supporting him. That's crazy. I don't see that too often, but I did see that with Jeffrey Dahmer. I gotta say that. Dahmer's dad supported him until no end, right? So that's interesting. I mean, I would be happy to talk to the parents and see how they feel about this, and are they wanting justice for Sade, or are they really just like oblivious to what happened here and what he did? All right, it's absolutely insane. Why did he feel the need? This was premeditated, Wyatt. You're going to hear all about it. Premeditated. He told one of the people in the jail that he wanted to do this, and he did it. It was absolutely premeditated. He knew what he was doing. He used the dating app to throw out a fishing line. He caught Sade, and he did what he wanted with her. So let's really hope that that happens. All right. Me too. And we're going to see that together. All right. What's up, Donna? Much love to the East Coast. All right. Let's bring this down. I'm going to show you the documents quickly before we do anything else. That way you can see what it is that I'm looking at on the Ghost platform. All right. Here's the link, or you can just go to ghost.org. I put everything down there. Oh, no dating app. It was just a friend of a friend. Okay. No dating app. It was a friend of a friend, but he was out there. It was premeditated. He knew what he wanted to do. If it wasn't Sade, it would have been someone else, I believe. All right. You say a friend was stomped to death by a guy she went on a date with almost 10 years. Rest in peace, Nicole Nieto White. He got 26 years. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, Dahmer's dad supported him until the very end. He felt guilty. All right. That you're just Jay, in your videos, didn't you say to the public to do a background search of people? Absolutely. We do background searches on everybody here. But what I was saying, Maggie, is it doesn't always help. All right? It doesn't always help. I background checked every single mod that came in here, and it still didn't help. So it doesn't always mean that it's going to help, unfortunately. Yeah, he told a friend what he was going to do, and also a person in jail. Right? They have him saying that. All right. All right, let's just take a look at these documents real quick. You can't see them all the way, but they are the filings in his case. So he is filing date 4/12/2024, and they're looking at first degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and arson of property other than a building. Right? There's count 1. I mean, he has so many counts in this case. Count 1, count 2, count 3. And then it says the history reflects charges that were issued by the district attorney, and they came back and they gave him more. He's got more counts. 1 count of first degree, another count, 2 counts, count 1, count 1, count 2, count 2, count 3. This is like, there's a lot of information in these documents. I don't want to show everything because the language, and there's not anything redacted. All right. So I did want to show you that document though. Hold on. Let me get back in it. I did want to just show the document on my screen so you can see the case number and all of the information in the case. All right. Blood no belonging to Sade was found in his place. I'm not quite sure if I understand that, but okay. Thank you. All right, let's keep going. So anyway, he's definitely got a lengthy history. And he was 34. She was 19, which doesn't matter that much until you think about what he did to her, right? All right. So anyway, that document is on. If you're already signed up for my channel, then you have that. You'll be able to have that document that has all of the charges on it and lots of information that I did not redact on here. It talks about Maxwell being in court custody, and it gives you the attorneys, additional information about the jury, just all kinds of things, addendum and charges, and it goes on and on and on. There's a lot. There's 10 pages in here talking about the court denying defense motions to sever charges. I mean, they've gone back and forth in the last year. Requests due to incoming discovery. They're playing that game. All right. So lots of charges, lots of information in here. And I don't want to bore you with it, but I know many of you like seeing those documents. So there they are. You know, he definitely looks like he's not having a good time. I don't think anyone is. I would hope people aren't having a good time in there, right? Okay, let's get to it, guys. Welcome. We're going to talk about, I'm going to show you this so you guys can, a lot of people don't know about everything in the case. This should give you a good idea of the timeline, what happened, and fill in the blanks for many of you that don't know. I see some of you in chat talking about this, and you seem to know information up to date, but many of you might not. So here we go.
Unsealed warrant revealed a confidential informant told investigators Anderson planned to kill Robinson. A seemingly fatal attraction leading to an investigation spanning 2 states. And
all right, you hear that? Let's back it up a little bit. There you go. This is going to give you guys a good idea of what went down. Shanitra Speaks, thank you so much for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. You guys love her content. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe. What's up, everybody? Yeah, make sure. Another chance today. Hiding a corpse he pled not guilty to. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go very far. I don't. I do think that he definitely could have been the next Dahmer. Now, listen up here.
Sade Robinson. Prosecutors say Robinson vanished after a first date with 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson. Unsealed warrant revealed a confidential informant told investigators Anderson planned to kill Robinson. A seemingly fatal attraction leading to an investigation spanning 2 states and the arrest of Anderson for homicide, arson, and mutilation charges.
Wow, doesn't he look much different, everybody? He looks way different. Those dark, sunk in eyes. So I'm going to stop for 1 second and just say, hey, please say a prayer that Sade and her family get complete and utter justice and laws change, things happen, and that they get a statue in Milwaukee. There's no reason for them not to. Unbelievable that anybody would even think about a person of color or people of color. It just doesn't make sense. He wouldn't have stopped that shit. Absolutely, Wendy. Absolutely, he wouldn't have, in my opinion. All right, let's go. He looks so much different.
To understand what happened next, we need to go back to the day before April 1st, 2024. Court records show text messages between Robinson and Anderson between 4:15 p.m. and 5:18 p.m. Anderson text, "Are you hungry? I need to stop at Twisted Fisherman to pick up my W-2 from last year, and we could eat there first."
See, there it is. Like, what? He's just sitting there and just texting back and forth. And I think these people forget that we're in 2025 with text messages, pinging, social media, emails, cameras. Everything is just right there. Thank God. But we still didn't find her head. I just don't understand. All right. Fact of the blood found Maxwell Anderson's home where Sade life was taken. Preliminary DNA showed no support for Robinson's DNA. Okay, but I still think that they're going to nail him.
Robinson responds, "Okay, and yes. Are we eating at the Brat House or the other place?" Anderson replies, "Let's eat at Twisted. I'm feeling seafood." Robinson answers, "Yes, I love seafood." Still images from surveillance cameras show the two inside the Twisted Fisherman. Investigators say Robinson had Life 360, a location tracking app. It placed her at Duke's on Water and later at Anderson's Milwaukee home, 39th in Oklahoma. It's the last place Sade's loved ones believe she was seen alive. Her phone pinging at his home until 12:45 a.m. on April 2nd.
Do we know how Sade met Maxwell Anderson?
So from my understanding, it was no dating app.
There it is,
a
guys.
friend of a friend.
So it was not a dating app. It was a friend of a friend. I have covered this case before, and I don't know why I thought it was a dating app. I just even went over this case all day. It wasn't a dating app. So as much as we want to say, I would never use a dating app, and you say I don't like any females in my life using those either, it wasn't a dating app. It was a friend of a friend. And this was premeditated. So it doesn't matter who it was at this point. That probably would have happened. All right. Let me keep this up. Hit the like button when you guys come in. Hit the like button when you come out. I think her head is in Lake Michigan, never to be found, sadly. Yeah, they did not find it. But, how brutal is that to leave a woman's leg? Or did I say her leg or her arm? They initially first found at a park where the children play, like right out with the sand and the swings. Absolutely disgusting. That should be a separate charge for doing that in itself.
So a friend that worked at Pizza Shuttle, cousin, was the bouncer at Victor's, which was friends with the bartender, who was Maxwell.
Kiki is Robinson's cousin. She hasn't shared her last name publicly, but over the last year, she's led searches for her cousin and pushed for answers. Now, for the first time, she's sharing these videos of Robinson the night before she disappeared. Robinson was spotted out at Victor's nightclub, where Anderson was a bartender. You can see part of what appears to be Anderson's distinctive arm tattoo.
Yep.
Another one of my family members reached out to me, stating that they were at the bar with her.
Damn.
Easter 31st at Victor's, and that they were having drinks, and they seen her with this man, and it was described as the demon, who we call him.
And they should call him a demon. They say typically that wouldn't have been her type at all, meaning what he looked like. But you never know. You just never know. A lot of us date people that aren't our type, but then we end up being compatible. So this is something that I don't think that anyone could have foreseen at all. He knew what he was going to do. He knew what he was going to do. Period.
Maxwell.
Robinson was reported missing by a friend after she didn't show for a shift at Pizza Shuttle on April 2nd. That same morning, Milwaukee police say a car was set on fire near 30th and Lisbon. Detectives later learned it was Sade's vehicle.
I just heard
Damn,
the car
man.
crash. It was a big bang, and I saw the car outside of my window, so I come outside, and by the time I come outside, I see the flames start, and I just see this taller white guy just running away from the car.
In that moment, Ashley Ryder says she didn't realize what she was witnessing.
I remember his face when he turned around because he looked so shocked, and then I found out a couple days later what was actually going on.
Hours after the car was torched on April 2nd, a man discovered a severed leg with pink toenail polish at Warnimut Park in Cudahy. The same place investigators would later say Robinson's phone was pinging between 3 a.m. and 4:30. April 5th, less than a mile from the car fire. A body part was found in the same area of 30th and Lisbon.
And once we get into and once we go over the timeline and what happened, and this was not a dating app. It was a friend introducing a friend. All right. They had casual conversation. Everything seemed cool. I mean, when someone says, "Oh, let me meet you here because I'm going to pick up my, W-2," and you're right there on the strip with cameras and you got your phone pinging. I mean, he's evil. Absolutely. He set out to do evil things that day. And she happened to be the person that he did those to.
6 remains were discovered at 31st and Galena. The next day, more remains were found at 31st and Walnut. At one point, Kiki says she found a blanket with Robinson's face on it lying on the ground in Galena Park.
I looked down and I seen Sade's face just flipped over, and my heart instantly just started to beat, and I just yelled to my sisters, like, "I just found her blanket.
Her blanket with her on it
over to me." And then the detectives showed up. Like, nobody called them, they just showed up, and I told them, like, "We just found her blanket." So then they started like shutting off the area.
Did you ever find anything else?
I did. I found her bone, and I was about to pass out, and I didn't, because everybody else around me was crying. Like, everybody was emotional, but I can't get emotional because I'm gonna break, and if I break, I'm not gonna be able to search.
Fox 6 obtained surveillance video from a business near 31st and Walnut. It shows a person.
I mean, look at this, you guys. He's walking around leaving, and I don't know why he's leaving body parts for them to find. I don't know if he had a psychotic break or some episode where he's just like, "I don't care. I'm setting out to do this. I'm going to do it." Oh, sorry about that. I'm setting out and I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I mean, he's all over. There's a ton of evidence. Whether or not the DNA matched any of that, there's so much other evidence, and I cannot wait. What's up, Carrie? Good to see you, my friend. They're still missing the head, and I believe one of the legs or arms. I think it's an arm and the head, but they really do want to recover her head, because they don't feel like she's going to be set to rest, all right, without that. I don't blame them.
With the clothing that matches what detectives say Anderson was wearing on a MCTS bus to head home. The person appears to be wearing a hoodie and a gray backpack. This is similar to surveillance images in the same area prosecutors shared in the criminal complaint. Days later, Anderson was arrested, making his first court appearance on April 12, 2024.
At this time, we don't believe that there are any other victims out there, and that the person who is responsible for this heinous crime has been arrested.
Are you still searching for remains for Ms. Robinson?
Yes, we are.
As detectives used everything from flashlights to sonar boats, Robinson's loved ones searched far and wide with community support.
One day, we actually walked 21 miles. That was between there and back. We walked east, we walked west, we walked all the way probably to Racine.
On April 18, 17 days after she was first reported missing, Robinson's torso and arm were found in South Milwaukee. Nearly a month later, her arm washed up on the beach in Waukegan, Illinois.
What are you still searching for?
I'm going to say her crown, her head was still missing. So that's why it's important that we still do all these memorials and stuff so that people don't forget that we still don't have all of her.
To this day, pieces of Sade Carlina Robinson remain lost to the world. A somber.
Yeah, and I think somebody that said that her head is probably out there and not going to come back is probably going to be correct. I'm not sure what he was thinking, if he was doing that methodically so they would find the first body part and then the second or whatever. But yeah, this is just, I mean, just knowing about this case, first date, dismembered, scattered body parts. I don't know who's been following this case, if you have, along with me, but he was just dropping parts and pieces all over. All right. And I do believe that his basement did have some things that would be considered a torture room with blood that wasn't hers. So I don't know, when they say about other victims, I'm not sure that's correct. What's up, Isabel? Watching from New Jersey. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, trigger warning, guys. Don't forget, hit the like on your way in or the way out. That way that this episode gets into the algorithm and more people know about it. She does look like a model. She's absolutely beautiful. And according to everybody, she was beautiful on the inside and the out. She was just like a shining light. All right. I can't believe this.
Reminder that justice still waits in the shadows. Bria Jones, Fox 6 News.
He was.
Robinson's loved ones say they will not stop searching for her until they have all of her. Again, the trial for her accused killer, Maxwell Anderson, it's slated to start May 27th.
Robinson's family says they're hoping to learn where the rest of the remains may be and a possible motive. Tomorrow night at 9:30, Bria Jones, she sits.
All right. All right. So there you go. We're still learning things as they come. We've been following the case, and every time there was another body part found or another motion filed or what have you, we've been following it. All right. So I've got, like I said, I've got a playlist with Sade Robinson, and now we're going to listen to the psychology behind the homicide of her. We're going to talk a little bit about Maxwell Anderson, and then we're going to get into the full story. So if you're here questioning, did they find this? Did they have that? What happened to this? What happened to that? What's this? Who's that? What? We're going to do all that right now. Or if you go back and just watch the playlist, it will fill in all the blanks. All right. So we're getting you up to speed for the trial tomorrow. I know the docket is streaming it. Go over there. Anywhere you want to find it, please do that. Yeah, maybe in the water, head will sink, it won't float. Different types of tissue. That's so devastating to even say that or have to read that right there. Oh man, this is bad. All right, let's listen to the psychology behind it. We'll talk about it, and then we'll get into every little detail that we can.
Forensics, phone analysis, real-time tracking technology all played a major role in cracking the case.
And now the man accused of killing and dismembering her, the Milwaukee teenager, is preparing to learn his fate in court. Fox 6's Bria Jones is here with perspective on what to expect in this upcoming trial.
We're now just days away from the start of Maxwell Anderson's trial. This case is one of Milwaukee's most high-profile crimes in recent years. Tonight, a former homicide detective is giving insight to the psychology of homicide. Under the cover of darkness, a crime.
And this is where we're going to talk about and listen to the Jeffrey Dahmer comparison. Jeffrey Dahmer was in Milwaukee. This is Milwaukee. I assume that that's what they're referring to and what he did. And you remember Taylor Schabusiness was also obsessed with Jeffrey Dahmer. It makes me wonder if he was too, if they found Jeffrey Dahmer, cases, and he was following it and totally into that. And it's scary. It's very scary to think that could happen to you by meeting someone through a friend, taking all precautions, and still this happened. And I think he probably was carrying a body part or two in his backpack and dumping it. All right, let's keep going.
Meticulously pieced together by investigators in the light.
He's probably the individual who thought he would get away with this and not get caught. I don't know how, because
I don't know how either.
Really carried out.
Prosecutors believe 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson killed and mutilated 19-year-old Sade Robinson after a date on April 1st, 2024.
Yeah,
Detectives say the two went to 2 bars the night Robinson disappeared. Cell phone records ping Robinson's location to Anderson's home at 39th in Oklahoma just before 9:30 p.m. Newly obtained surveillance video by Fox 6 shows evidence listed in the criminal complaint. Detectives say this is Robinson's vehicle leaving the alley behind Anderson's home on April 2nd, around 12:45 a.m. Robinson's cell phone was later traced.
I mean, look at the evidence. It's not even just circumstantial evidence at this point, because they have him pinging and her pinging and him walking and him going and the timelines matching up. I cannot wait to hear all the details that come out of this. I will follow it. I'm not streaming the trial, obviously, during the day. I can't, but I will definitely report on what happens in at least 1 or 2 more episodes. Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's so creepy. The whole thing is just creepy. Yeah, just a friend of a friend, guys. Everything else that we do, that's how we do it, right? That's how we do it. We meet someone through a friend. You go meet them in a public place. You turn on your phone, make sure it's pinging. You tell somebody you're out on a date. She took all the precautions, and yet it still happened, right? It's a bad fate, but it's fate nonetheless. All right, what's up, Deb H, Jennifer Blair? Good seeing you all.
To Warnham Park in Cudahy, where her severed leg was discovered. Several hours later, the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says a vehicle matching the description of Robinson hit a gate near the pump house around 3 a.m. Shortly after, someone is seen on camera near the beach. Robinson's car was later found torched that same morning.
Obviously, that to me is the mind of a killer. He's trying to get rid of all of that evidence, and that's one of the reasons he burned that car.
In the days and weeks ahead, Robinson's body parts would surface from Milwaukee County to Illinois.
Nowadays, you're right, we can track the movement of suspects, of cars, of witnesses, and in this case here, it's going to be damning at trial, let's face it.
Steven Spangola is a retired lieutenant with the Milwaukee Police Department.
No one suspected the horrors that allegedly took place behind this door.
He's been involved in many high-profile cases, including...
There you go. Jeffrey Dahmer, Milwaukee. Could you imagine that? Thank you, Ali Callie. Thank you, Jay, for always advocating for the voiceless. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're still, I mean, we've got another case tomorrow. We're going to have more cases all this week. So thank you. I appreciate you guys so much.
Serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. There are a lot of people making the connection between this case and Jeffrey Dahmer. Do you see any similarities here?
You know, Dahmer, a lot of his victims weren't known. They were reported missing, but there weren't body parts that were recovered. And the body parts in this case were recovered immediately, which I think just put the general panic. Let's face it, nobody wants to believe that they live in an area where there's a serial killer cutting up bodies.
No.
I do a lot of teaching, and people are very interested in serial killers. But here, I clearly don't think Anderson, I said this from the beginning, he's not a serial killer. He's too sloppy with what he does.
An integral part of the investigation.
I was going to say that too. He's very sloppy. So I'm sure there are other victims as far as him probably doing maybe a date and then doing something with him, maybe like rough sex, maybe that kind of thing he was into, and torturing. But I don't know what other victims there might be, but I assume this is not his first. It may be his first dismemberment, though, because he's very sloppy. All right, so you guys, if you just started from now, this is the case of Sade Robinson, may she rest in peace, deadly first date with Maxwell Anderson, dismembered and scattered body parts. Trial started today. Jury selection's complete. Tomorrow we'll be able to get into the details, all right? Yeah, he was a bartender at the Twisted, at the fish place.
Investigation, Anderson's home. This is video shared with Fox 6 allegedly showing the basement.
One year ago.
About the way he lived.
A confidential informant told investigators Anderson planned to kill Robinson, saying Anderson intended to bring Robinson to his home, force her into the basement at gunpoint, and dismember her. Telling detectives they spotted 3 saws in Anderson's basement that could have possibly been used as weapons. Do you think the information that investigators learned from that confidential informant will hold up in court?
I can tell you this much, all killers talk. It's just a matter of who they talk to. They leak out their ideas. I think he was leaking out his ideas here because that's his fantasy. And fantasies never live up to what they are.
This past December, Anderson's attorneys filed a motion requesting more time to review expert analysis that could possibly give Anderson an alibi.
Our expert believes that there is...
I don't know how they would give this guy an alibi. I think this is a waste of taxpayers' money at this point, and this guy needs to be locked up forever. I hope he gets more than 26 years. Now he's got 3 major charges. So, the corpse, what is that? What are the formal charges? So he's got homicide charge. He's got an arson charge, mutilating a corpse. So arson of property other than a building, which was her car, mutilating a corpse, and first degree intentional homicide. I can't happen. No. Okay, there it goes. Sorry. All right, let's keep going.
There's evidence on Mr. Anderson's phone that suggests that he was using the internet, presumably at his home, during the time frame that another person would have been driving Ms. Robinson's car around.
To which the prosecution responded,
The state's contention has always been that Maxwell Anderson was left the house around 12:45 with Sade's car and her body and was driving around town throughout the night.
delaying Anderson in his trial on charges of intentional homicide, arson, and mutilating a corpse. Sade's family holds out hope the rest of her remains will surface.
I feel so bad for the Robinson family. I cannot believe that you'd still be looking for parts of her body a year later here that haven't been recovered.
What strategies could you see the defense potentially use?
So anybody that just walked in, this was just a little over a year ago, which is pretty fast for a trial to begin. Again, I think it's a foreshadowing of the jury being picked quickly, the trial coming up very fast. I think it's going to go by before we know it. I don't think it's very long. I think they said that they predict it to be no longer than 2 weeks. But we don't know what they're going to have. We don't know who they're going to put on the stand. When I say they, meaning the defense. All right. All right. Let's keep going.
Using in trial.
Cell phone records, there's always questions when you take a look at what tower was tracked, where the phone was pinging off of. There's still some controversy about when towers get overloaded, they'll actually ping off another tower. They're not going to be able to put him on the stand. And he's not going to be able to come up with some rational thought process of what happened here.
So you don't think Maxwell Anderson will take the stand?
I don't think he'll take the stand right now.
Do you recommend him to take the stand?
No, I clearly don't think his attorney will either.
A daring decision that could shed light on a tragedy still haunting the shores of Lake Michigan.
I think our people here are basically just going to be able to take a look at this case and follow, as I call it, the breadcrumbs that are going to lead you right to Maxwell Anderson. This is not a whodunit.
We did reach out to the attorneys representing Maxwell Anderson and his family. They declined our offer for an interview.
All right, those parents have been so active in the case and coming up with that Sade's Voice Foundation and being active in the community. So thankful to them. Thanks for being good parents, right, and doing the right things. All right, now we're going to get into even more details, you guys, as we continue. So I'm glad you guys are here. Thanks for hanging out. Let's keep going.
It has been more than a year since body parts surfaced throughout Milwaukee County, launching a massive search for a missing teenager, Sade Robinson.
Police say Robinson was last seen alive on a first date. It is a crime filled with twists and turns, and in 1 week, the trial is expected to start for the accused killer.
Tonight, our Bria Jones has new video, new witness accounts that paint a picture of...
And this just came out 3 days ago, so I wanted to catch you up, fill in the details, and hopefully you guys can now go to Sade's Voice Foundation and see what they're up to. If you're local, you can go out there and help if they're asking for that. Whatever they're trying to do, go help them. Go help in the fight for justice in this case. If you're going to go to the court and watch the trial, that'd be awesome. If you could email me, let me know how things are going. If there's anything to report on, let me know. All right. All right, let's go.
How we got here.
April 2nd, 2024, a gloomy spring day.
All right, so if you just dropped in, you didn't miss a thing because we're going to give you a quick recap and tell you what's happening up until trial today. All right, so thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. There's my email down there. Hit the like button and let's go.
in Milwaukee County. The waves of Lake Michigan bringing a chilling discovery, a severed human leg in Warnimut Park. The grim finding would unravel the mystery of the disappearance of 19-year-old Sade Carlina Robinson. Prosecutors say Robinson vanished after a first date with 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson. Unsealed warrants revealed a confidential informant told investigators Anderson planned to kill Robinson. A seemingly fatal attraction leading to an investigation span.
Right, we're gonna go a little bit forward because we watched the timeline, but there's new information in the case besides that.
Answered. Now, for the first time, she's sharing these videos of Robinson the
There
night
it is.
before she
There it
disappeared.
is.
Robinson was spotted out at Victor's nightclub, where Anderson was a bartender. You can see part of what appears to be Anderson's distinctive arm tattoo.
Another one of my family members reached
Look
out
at
to
that.
me, stating that they were at the bar with her, the Easter 31st.
All right, so I don't know why they put this back in there, but we've watched.
What do you?
We've watched all the 9 minutes.
Washing
All
up
right, there
along Lake
goes.
Michigan, reaching as far as Waukegan, Illinois.
Every time I seen a
Hey,
414
Brady.
area code call me, my heart would start palpitating because I didn't know.
All right, that's Sade's father, and I did see I watched a video of him out there on the beach, literally looking for his daughter's head. He was walking up and down the beach to see if he found any other body parts, but particularly her head. We don't know why her. I think it would have been anybody had it not been her. It would have been whoever else he met. He was intent on doing it. It was probably something in his mind that he had for a while. What's up, Brady Stolen Spirits? How you doing? Happy birthday month. I think that was Maggie. Happy birthday to all the upcoming Geminis, all right? All right. That's her dad.
What was going to happen?
Robinson was born May 10th, 2004, to Carlos Robinson and Sheena Scarborough. To them, she was and is everything.
At what point did you realize that your child was missing and she wasn't coming back?
I think when they came to my house, when the sheriff department came like 1 o'clock in the morning to get my DNA, it kind of hit home because I was in denial, and I would tell Sheena that it's not her.
What?
It's got to be a logical explanation for this, and I'm still probably in denial to some point. I can't help it. I just can't accept this. Mentally I can't accept it. I feel like I might lose the last piece of my sanity if I do.
Scarborough says she had just saw Sade the day before she vanished.
I just got in.
All right, now her mother. So her mother and her father have been really good advocates in this case, and I'm so happy that they are. I'm so happy that this is not another case of bad parents. I just can't. It's so hard to take those cases. Tomorrow's episode is not bad parents, but we want to find this child. When somebody goes missing and they're 15 years old and the parents say they think they ran away, that's probably the worst thing that could happen, because then nobody is looking for them to that capacity. So I don't know if you guys have heard South Jordan, Utah. Her name is Elisa Petrov. You might have seen that on Grizzly True Crime. She covered that, but man, people aren't looking the way they should when they hear runaway.
And at 1 o'clock on April the 3rd, and there's a loud bang at the door. I just seen my baby that Sunday on Easter. We just did family dinner at my parents'. Monday morning, she FaceTimes me on her way to work. Damn. That Monday morning is the last time Mommy got to talk to her baby.
Now, this is how she hears Sade's voice.
Oh, man.
That's Sade. It's my baby.
Robinson was independent with her own apartment in the Brewers Hill area. A friend reported her missing after she didn't show for a shift at Pizza Shuttle. She was described as the heart of the East Side restaurant, where a mural now lives in her honor.
Sade was at the highest peak possible. Like, you can't ask for any other daughter or child.
Damn, man.
For the age she was at 19 years old.
And look at her back there. Her mom's got a painting of her. They're so proud of her, you guys. Sade Robinson. If you don't remember her name, Sade Robinson, please do, after this episode, either share this or go to Sade's Voice Foundation. Let's do something to help make that Milwaukee a safer place. I know they're trying to change laws and help. Everything's on their page. This was not racially motivated. I'm sure it's not. I haven't heard anything about that. I did hear that possibly the city's not moving the way they should because of the family's race, but I don't think this has anything to do with that.
Her ambition driving her to study criminal justice at Milwaukee Area Technical College. Her younger sister accepting a posthumous degree on her behalf last May.
My baby
Damn, that's
was a
rough.
boss, and she overcame every hurdle and barrier that came in her way. She was, undefeatable.
That spirit spilling into the street outside her accused killer's home. A sea of
Yes.
blood near South 39th Street and Oklahoma Avenue. For days, pictures, paint, and posters, all Sade's favorite color pink, were used by those who
That's
love
awesome,
her
man.
as an outlet to demand justice. It's here where investigators say a confidential informant told them Anderson said he planned to kill Robinson.
There it is,
2
guys.
weeks before the date.
What does justice look like for
Thank
you?
you. Thank
So for
you.
me, it's impossible for our justice system to justify this. If you do something like this, you deserve the same punishment, I feel.
Her mother says in addition to justice, she wants to see people held responsible, from Anderson's family to the establishments that served her alcohol and the Waukegan alderman who posted.
That's true. That's true about that. She was 19 years old. Now, of course, we want to hold everybody accountable, right? Now, many of us at that age were doing things like that as well, right? Back in the day, it didn't really matter if you were 21, if you were local and they knew you, they would let you right in, all right? What's up, Lynn? Good to see you. Always, Vermont is here, and we love you. Thank you so much. I know this is hard, Rachel. It's hard not to be emotional when you're watching the family and listening to this case. That's 3 blocks from where I grew up. Barbie G, good to see you. And all the people that are coming out from this area that are coming in to guilty of crime today. Thank you, guys. Please continue following this case and others with guilty of crime. I will keep you up to date on what happens in this. We're leading up until trial, which starts tomorrow officially.
Posted a photo of Sade's severed arm on social media.
Anyone, any entity that was a part of harming or hurting my baby, throughout this process in the system, all individuals are going to be held accountable. Everyone who was disrespected or did something out of context, from the alderman up in Waukegan, some people just doing stuff.
A year later, where are you finding your source of strength to carry on?
It's through my baby's spirit. It's through it's a higher power. That's the only
There you
other way
go.
I can describe how I'm able to get up and maintain and not be suicidal or homicidal ideations.
Turning her purpose to pain, Scarborough has launched the Sade's Voice Foundation.
Is there a life?
There it
after
is,
tragedy?
guys.
They say there is. Everybody tells me there is. Anybody that knew me knew my daughter. They knew Carlina. She was my center.
Damn, man.
She's my motivation. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like all good parents feel that way about their children. And I mean, it says a lot what he's saying, but I bet you every parent that's in chat today feels the exact same way about their child. I know I do with both of my children. I absolutely feel like the day they were born, that guided me to what I needed to do, which was always the right thing. All right. So that's what children do that have good parents. That's what parents do that love their children. This is a good example of good parents and people that are doing the right things. All right. Let's keep going. You're welcome, Maggie.
As Maxwell Anderson heads to trial after his initial trial date was pushed back last December, Robinson's parents are once again preparing to see their child's accused killer face to face, hoping Sade will be made whole in court as they long for closure that remains out of reach.
We still don't have my baby's crown in her head, and that's just this is so.
They never
have the demon tell us where the rest of our baby's remains are.
The demon.
Pieces of my daughter out there. Somewhere that may surface. It may come up tomorrow or a week from now, a year from now.
Robinson's mother filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Maxwell Anderson, and just last
I'm so glad that they're doing everything they can. They're pulling out every stop to get justice, guys. This is awesome. I do have a feeling that that is going to happen in this case and that he's going to get a real big surprise.
month, she filed a civil lawsuit against the two bars Sade visited on her date.
There she
They
is.
served the teen alcohol. Now, you can find details about those pending lawsuits over on Fox Local. Now, forensics, bone analysis, and real-time tracking technology all played a major role in cracking the case.
Yes, it
Tomorrow
did.
on Fox 6 News at 9:30, an expert weighs in.
And good to see you, my Leo twin. How you doing, my friend? What's up? Sharon got her package, Tiff. Thank you, Tiff, for sending that. And Sharon, I hope you're enjoying it. Good to see you all that are just rolling in. Julie Jasper says, born and raised about 30 miles from here in Milwaukee. Been watching you for a while. Just subscribe. This case was and is crazy. I do not go to Milwaukee unless I have to. I don't blame you. Barbara says, I can't imagine anyone would want to defend this demon, but I realize someone has to. Can you imagine? I don't even want to think of that.
On what to expect in this upcoming trial.
Bria, you did reach out to Maxwell Anderson's family. What did they say?
I reached out to
Good
Maxwell
for her.
Anderson's family through their attorney, Anthony Cotton. He got back to me. He said, unfortunately, they just could not comment for this story. And Sade's family, they tell me they have not heard anything from the Anderson family since they released that initial statement a year ago when this happened.
The trial begins next week.
Yes, sir.
Your stories continue tomorrow.
All right, Bria, thank you.
New tonight, solving Sade Robinson's
There you
murder.
go.
Forensics, phone analysis, real-time tracking technology all played a major role in cracking the case.
Another man accused of killing and dismembering her, the Milwaukee teenager, is preparing to learn his fate in court. Fox 6's Bria Jones is here with perspective on what to expect in this upcoming trial.
We're now just days away from the start of Maxwell Anderson's trial. This case is one of Milwaukee's most high-profile crimes in recent years. Tonight, a former homicide detective is giving insight to the psychology of homicide. Under the cover of darkness, a crime meticulously pieced together by investigators in the light.
He's probably the individual who thought he would get away with this and not get caught. I don't know how.
Good to
because it
see
was
you.
Very poorly carried out.
Prosecutors believe 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson killed and mutilated
Yep.
19-year-old.
Yeah, we saw this. They must have
Because
put
that's his
this,
fantasy.
they
And,
must have put this
they're
into
basically
there.
just gonna be able-
Hold on, I want to show you the
But
parents.
bigger picture
One
issue
second.
here.
Yes, Ben and Kim, they are now seeking justice, and they are also turning their pain into purpose. Investigators say
That's
Sade
all.
Robinson was reported missing after going on a date. Her body parts later surfaced from Milwaukee to Illinois. The Sojourner Family Peace Center says her death is a reminder that intimate partner violence is far too common. Hope, anxiety, excitement, curiosity, fear of the unknown. They're all emotions associated with the dating culture.
We should live in communities where you could go on a date
Yeah.
without concern that this will happen to you or someone you love.
It's a concern Sade Robinson's loved ones live with daily. Prosecutors say the 19-year-old was found killed and mutilated after a first date
Yeah,
in
man.
April 2024.
It was horrendous to have had what
Yeah, thank everyone for being here. I can't even believe we've been here an hour and 7 minutes already. And I hope you guys feel like you're prepared for the trial. All right. Now, I'm not going to cover the trial coverage. I'll cover updates. I just don't, I can't stream during the day. All right. All right. Thank you for being here, Sharon. I appreciate you.
what happened to her, where she was dismembered, and awful for the family to have to day by day wonder, where is she? And
Carmen Petrie is president and CEO of the Sojourner Family Peace Center in Milwaukee. The nonprofit provides domestic violence prevention and intervention services. Is dating abuse more common than we think?
many of us are eligible to be hurt in relationship. And Sade, she was hurt in the intimacy of a relationship, or while it may not have met the statutory definition, for us, what matters is she was in a relationship, or soon to be, or had been in communication in an intimate way with this person.
The center reports there have been at least 9 domestic violence homicides in Milwaukee so far in 2025. Last year, there were at least 34. Robinson among the list of victims. 39 in 2023, 49 in 2022, 41 in 2021, and 51 in 2020.
And I can see why people want to stay away from Milwaukee. Do you see those numbers from 2020 to 2025? They are just skyrocketing. And, where I live, it's huge. There's a huge population, but there's not a lot of cases to cover in this area. So I don't know about the domestic violence homicides. Maybe I'll look into that in this area. But we did cover that exorcism case. And now that I covered it, I'm getting a ton of coverage on my YouTube from that case. There's so much more that we can deep dive. And into this case too, we're just touching the surface of this. And we're only going to have like another maybe 10 minutes, but just to get everybody ready to stream the trial tomorrow. And then all the things in your mind can be clear and we can get hope that they get justice for Sade Robinson. Her parents got to be going through it. Thank you, Marcy, so much for the $2.99 super sticker. Oh, okay.
The data includes violent crimes between several relationship types like parent-child, spouses, and romantic partners.
We have a high level of lethal violence in Milwaukee. It's gone down in the recent years, but we still have far too much lethal violence. That means people being strangled, people being set on fire, houses being set on fire, guns, knives being used in intimate relationships. So we're concerned about that.
Sentiment shared by Robinson's mother, Sheena Scarborough. She started the Sade's Voice Foundation.
For all of the other missing and murdered Black, Indigenous people of color.
Scarborough says the nonprofit will donate to organizations and causes that align with their mission, as well as host annual back-to-school drives and offer scholarships for self-defense courses for young women.
It's her voice to honor and carry on what she was about. She was a light worker, and she has saved so many other.
I wish people understood what that means. She just said Sade Robinson was a light worker. If that means anything to you, then you're probably trying to live your life that way as well. That's amazing. I mean, I wish more people would even understand what that means, or we wouldn't be in half of these predicaments if they did. All right. The death penalty in Milwaukee, that's a good question. That's a good question. You guys know in Milwaukee, they're not charging him with that. So what's interesting, Leanne says, some of my friends are turned off by true crime. I refer them to you, and your respectfully delivery is changing mine. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Rosie. I know what you're saying. Choo choo. Yeah, if you understand what that means, then you're trying to be on that level and you try to do all the right things and only put good, healthy, happy vibes out there. Yeah, I was trying to refer to Dahmer and think about, so I guess there's not. And there probably hasn't been. Now, California has the death penalty, but do they enforce it? No. All right. Thank you again, Rosie.
Young women and individuals. My baby's a hero.
So far, the foundation has raised more than $39,000 with the help of community partners. A portion of those funds will go toward a permanent memorial at Warnimut Park, where Sade's body parts were first discovered.
It's going to be bright pink, and, they're going to understand that once this place was a beautiful place to be, and it's going to be the home of a memorial for somebody that was so beautiful.
A reminder to live and love freely while remaining vigilant.
I hope that we're one small voice, right? That everybody in the community will stand with each other and say, people who are dating, who are young, who are entering.
Yeah, me too. I don't think this should be something that segregates. This was not any kind of hate crime. This was not racially motivated. I haven't heard that so far. So I wish people would just come together and make changes for Milwaukee, for everywhere. But this is in Milwaukee, right? Dahmer got DP anyway. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. That's right.
Relationships deserve to be safe.
The Sojourner Family Peace Center says when it comes to dating safety, make sure to Google search the person you're going out with.
There it
Let
is,
people know
guys.
where you're going and to simply trust your gut. If you or someone has questions, there are resources available. We have contact information for Sojourner's hotline on the Fox local app. Ben?
And you guys could always message us over here. If you message me, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com, and you're thinking you want to look into someone and you can't, you don't have the means, we can here. All right, we can help you, or you just need somebody to know that you're out on a date. You need somebody to know where you are or who you're with, and you don't have anybody to do that. We're here. Guilty of Crime by J@gmail.com, and lots of other people here in chat all of you guys support each other, and so many of you guys talk to each other behind the scenes. You're in different groups together with each other. So I just want you to know that if you guys need somebody to back you up, you need a safe place to tell somebody where you are, you can come here and we'll help. Okay. Yes, we are here. Absolutely. Yeah, literally make the most segregated city in the country I'm not sure what that means, but viaduct. All right. Okay, let's I want to show you one more thing here. I'm going to go on to the Ghost platform and show you this posting that I did today. All right. So this is the posting from the ghost.org or the Guilty of Crime Ghost here. All right. So the parents wanted people to know that Sade Robinson was more than just a first date red rum victim. All right. So today, May 27, 2025, Maxwell Anderson's trial is underway in Milwaukee County Court. Jury selection has begun. Now it's done. Attorneys questioning potential jurors due to the widespread media coverage. And then the parents posted all of these great little snippets of things and about Sade and who she was. Thank you. Thank you, Drama Free Zone. Hello. Good to see you. All right. So I wanted you to see this ghost posting here. And they talk about many of the things. They talk about Sade Robinson was a human, young, strong, independent woman, lived a full life, and all about her. She was a soldier, 19 years old, survived multiple instances of SA, physical and mental assault. She was caring and did whatever. I mean, it goes on and on and on, guys. And these are snippets from their website that tells you about her and makes her more human. Indy Isham, you sent me a text message? I don't think I got a text message from you, my friend. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know if I got your text. I'm not really sure, but we'll talk after the show. If you sent it, then I probably did get it, okay? All right, so this makes Sade Robinson more real, okay? So it makes you realize that she's a person, and I'll check my text messages after, Indy. I don't check that call-in number, but you can email me at guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. It's down there. All right, let me get this on. What's up, Synth? You just came in. Good to see you. I hope everything's working out for you. All right. Anyway, early life, childhood, time in Florida, return to MKE, Milwaukee. I'm assuming adulthood continued, her end, the aftermath, and miscellaneous. So all these things you guys can click on, take a look, follow the case. We've got documents, we've got timelines. And when I say we, meaning the Guilty of Crime Ghost community, you can take a look at all that. And if you're covering something like You One Love and you want to cover a case, so much of the information is going to be right on that platform. So you can cover the case and you don't have to, spend all the time that we did putting this information together. All right. I wouldn't trust because you can put out included in my background is hidden on most of them. I can't be the only one. I'd rather trust Jay's resource. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We do dig in. You would be very surprised. My goodness. Because we know that. Thank you, Barbie G. All right, guys. You guys, we've been here for almost an hour and 20 minutes. Please do go over and check out all the links. Sade's Voice Foundation, the Ghost site, ghost.org, Guilty of Crime. And also, I posted on my community page. We've got new merch ready for you for the summer, whatever it is that you're doing, just for you to feel like and be a bigger part of our community. All right. So let me put that up so I can say thank you guys for being here and then get everybody on the way out. All right. So if you just rolled in or rolled out, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this because we do need justice for Sade Robinson, for those parents that are pleading. I'd like to know more about Maxwell Anderson's parents and what their take is, what they're doing. If anyone knows any of that, please do me a favor, send me an email. Deanna Peterson, good night. See you tomorrow. No, we don't. We don't have that. That was on our old site. that was Carly's thing. Yeah, justice for Sade and Holly. I hope everyone has a beautiful night. Good night, crew. And Jay, love you all. All right, you guys, be like Sade Robinson and be a motivation in this world for people. Be a light worker. If you don't know what that means, go look it up. It means different things to different people. Love you guys. I'll get back to you guys. Good night. Abby Poodle, Janet Rawlings, Barbie G, Leanne, love you, Rachel Burton, Patricia NYC. And if you want to go over and follow the True Crime Addict, they'll be live. Hopefully it's a drama-free zone. I did not get any text messages from anybody, guys. I'm not sure. I don't give my number to give text messages, but you can email me at guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. All right? No more text messages, just emails. Love you guys. And you're right, Leanne. You are a light worker. Good night. Love you guys. Have a good one. No, justice for Sade.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?